Okay, today we're going to learn how to create another kind of a graph using Finale. In doing this, we're going to learn how to use the special tools palette and a function of it. This is the assignment. Copy this Overtone series on page 15. Just looking at it, I notice that there are 16 partials. There's no time signature, no bar lines. There's this thin bar line. And then I have these curious black note heads without stems. Let's get to work with Finale. Here's a completed example. I am going to get the launch window going, set up wizard. Next, it's a grand staff. You can title it Overtone series. I'm going to use the key of C major in 4/4 time, but I'm going to change the measure numbers to 16. Finale sets up the document. Apple, selection tool, Apple A, set the number of measures, Shift Apple M to 16. It's quite squashed. Use the page layout tool to make it bigger. Increase the size of it so you can actually see what you're doing. Next, copy the Overtone series. Begin with A and work through. My next note will be in the treble clef as C sharp. Studying Benward's example, I noticed that the next partial is that curious note head. I'm going to use a quarter note there. I'm just going to put that quarter note there, and I'm going to come back to it and fix it later and get rid of its stem. A, B, C sharp, raise its pitch, another quarter note, raise its pitch, whole note, another checking Benward. Partial number 13 is also a raise its pitch. Partial, the next one will be the whole note, raise its pitch, and then finally A. Okay, to get rid of the stems, I'm going to select the Special Tool Palette under Windows. Special Tools Palette. This right here, this funny looking symbol, is what's called the Custom Stem tool. I can select a note and it will give me a handle. It's very difficult to see in the video, I think. But double clicking the handle, scrolling down, you'll see that an empty box is found in number 111. Select that and it erases the stem. Do that for each of your quarter notes. I like to do them all at the same time because what Finale likes to do is put the special tool palette away, so it means you have to get it out every time you want to use it. So this just makes things way more efficient. Okay, I still have a lot of ugly rests, bar lines, and time signatures. To get rid of all of that, we're going to use the staff tool. The staff tool is the treble clef. Click the staff, deselect, display empty rests in measures, or empty, display rests and empty measures, eliminate rests and time signatures, and they disappear. Do that for both. This is starting to look better. Okay, to get rid of the bar lines, use the measure tool. Select all measures with the exception of the last measure, because we do want a bar line there. And when you do it, you have to double click on the staff itself. Select invisible. Bye-bye bar lines. However, we do want the thin double bar line at the very end. I think that's starting to look a lot like Benward's. Next, we want to space these note heads. Notice that they're too close. That's also a special tool palette function. The Note Mover tool allows me to do that. I can play around with this and get as picky as I'd like to be with spacing. This isn't a real big issue, but it is nice to know that you have that option. Next, we can use the Lyric tool to number our partials. Lyric tool is the fancy pen. 1, using the tab, it will put the numbers directly underneath. When you switch to the treble clef, you have to click the new note, 6. Here I have to tab several times. To 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Next, I want these numbers to be up. That's what these arrows do. Clicking this arrow will bring the line up and just make it match up with the others. There, my notes are all in line. I think that looks pretty darn close to Benward's example. Looking at his example, compare it to our example. I think ours is better. Well, now go to work and print one for class. The next lesson will be on transposition of the Overtone series using the transpose function. But first we're going to learn how to transpose it longhand. Good luck.